Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dhamma friends, as human beings, not only human beings, these all living beings have one common nature, is grasping, holding. It's a kind of like in Pali word we call tanha. And even inside our five aggregates, we have that same nature. So in ordinary life, we have desire to hold. And that why this holding nature come? From where it create? Why you want to settle down with something? Why you want to hold something? Why that, even though it has a desire to attach, why that attachment come, from where it arises? What is the beginning of the attachment? If it is for enjoy, it is okay. Nothing wrong with enjoying. But why the attachment cannot make us to take us to satisfaction? The mostly we have the grasping nature, holding nature because of the fear. Deeply we have fear. So from where the fear come? Why the fear come? What is the beginning of the fear? Self. I am. I exist. I am. That's why the fear. When there is no I am, no fear. When there is no fear, there is no grasping nature. And then from where the I come, I am come. It's come out of thoughts, which called sanskara. And thinking about that I was like this, and I am like this, I'm going to be like that. So if there's no thoughts, no self. When there is no self means the idea of the self. When there is no idea of self means there is no fear. When there is no fear, there is no desire to hold, attachment. So when it comes to meditation, when you are in the present moment, if you are really comfortably settled down with the present moment, in the present moment, no thoughts. So that's why there is a moment come without effort, you're going to be in the moment. If you keep practice little by little, you're going to, you can experience. So the words are very limited to explain this, but it can happen. Still through this, even though it is very limited words, we can this. That's why we're trying to explain to you, encourage you. There is a moment come, if you keep practice without effort, you're going to settle down everything as it is. In that very moment, in that very moment, not depending from thoughts. When you are not depending from thoughts, you experience the moment and understanding that there's no kind of like the unchangeable self, solid awareness, because you experience it, you see it. If you don't see, as theories, you can build up many things regarding even the self. So in that very moment, when you are in the present moment, you have no fear. When there is no fear, there is nothing to hold. In the present moment, if you are really experience that, In that very moment, there's nothing to hold. Because you know you cannot hold. And even there is no desire to hold. Why? Because when the desire come to hold something, the both change. Subject and object, the both change. That doesn't mean there's that 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 whatever the outside not exist. Of course, things exist, but there is a current go behind this all that holding as me, me, me. This called in the deeply when it happened with the thoughts, it's called Chandaraga. Chandaraga is the deed for the samsara. So they're like properties, you have deeds. It belongs to you. And so there are like a license and the papers for material things. It hold it to you. It give power and authority to you. So there is this invisible psychological current inside you called Chandaraga. So desire-based attachment. And that is the most powerful. It comes based with the fear. And that fear give facilitate from the self. The self come out of proliferation or keep thinking, repeating your thoughts and sanskara, mental formations. So this is a way that they keep going, but through practice, you can slow down this process in the beginning. When you slow down, the very first thing that what you have to do, releasing, rather than jumping and holding and grasping, releasing. That's why in this spiritual path, one of the foundation called generosity, dana. Because once you releasing this grasping energy, and it give kind of like, if you reverse the pattern, it give kind of like a comfort to you to get out of the fear. And when you get out of the fear, it helps you to see very clearly, no self. And when you recognize clearly when there is no self, you're not crazy with thoughts, then you're not going to repeat. So then slowly, little by little, you reverse it. In day-to-day life, then yourself remember. Even for meditation, don't have a kind of like a kind of, don't be tough for meditation even. That is something little by, don't get attached to meditation. Getting attached to meditation doesn't mean anything. Our problem is like this. In the ancient time, even before the Buddha, there were kind of like called four Purushas. Four Purushas. Purushartha means Purusha. Artha means Purusha means the human. Artha means desire, purpose. Four Purushartha. So there were four kind of qualities people used to categorize as life. So that four categories, they is called Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Those are the four kind of like pillars. They build up their life even before the Buddha. And all this Hindu tradition, the ancient time, 1,000 years, 10,000 years, like they build up their life with that four categories, four Purusharthas. And so the first one, Dharma, means you in the beginning you develop moral value. and all the discipline, that all the good qualities you bring to your life, that's the foundation, any human being. This is a kind of like a more than we put a label called Hindu. It's a kind of like a Manu Dharma. Manu means there was a king. That king, that the people chose one of the stronger person and told, oh, now you are the king, so you have to take care of all of us. You are the leader. The people select him and then and put him as the leader. It's the first king in this human existence. It's called Manu Raju. Manu, the king Manu. So he create many kind of theories to the world. That is called Manu Dharma. The beginning of this human life, he developed kind of like the principles, values, that those are the fundamental human qualities that develop that humanity. That's why I call him Manu Dharma. So this Purushartha is kind of like a more than we call the Hindu. It's kind of like a Manu Dharma. It's belong to all human nature. And so the first one is Dharma. Dharma means any human being from childhood need to develop a kind of life related to the spirituality, self-discipline. It is necessary for any life. Another one is Artha. Artha means that economical value, that you have to understand this. When we use these things, there is a value behind this, all the material. And when you have the moral value with the discipline and the very, you can apply it to in day-to-day life with this material world. And then you're going to get the material success also, all the economy, all the business, and then you become kind of like a person with a lot of material things. There's nothing wrong with it, but if you are well-disciplined person. But if you are not disciplined, even you don't have anything, you're going to become a disturb to others. So it's like you become a beggar, and then you don't have any discipline and you don't have moral values, and then you're going to steal from others. See that your poverty became a disturb to others. And so when you develop the moral value, even you have a lot of things you own, even you own the lot of things in the world, and you're not going to get disturbed out of it. So that understanding is very important for in day-to-day life as ordinary people. And the third one is the karma. So the karma means the satisfaction with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. As a human being, you should not suffer physically and mentally. You have to have certain comfort. Having karma and comfort, nothing wrong. But get attached to it is the wrong. Seeing something beautiful is nothing wrong. But when you have the chandaraga, the desire to hold it, that is what create all the miseries. So then yourself, just understand it in day-to-day life. Don't afraid for life. This life is a gift, one way. So are you experience that life to the highest level as an ordinary person? Or are you afraid for life? Or are you stuck with something and because of the fear, you hold it to things and then you cannot experience? And the fourth one is the moksha. Moksha means liberation, spiritual value. So that also important. It's kind of like each pillar hold 25%. Dharma, your the moral values 25%, and economical value artha 25%, and the psychological value karma 25%, and the spiritual value 25%. So that was the ancient time. People balance the life and they don't stuck with anything. And because by the time, little by little, when they become matured in life and slowly they move away from little by little, and then get into liberation. So then still that we see, even that we have this all the beautiful teachings around us, still we see sometimes we have only the moral value and economical value and then psychological value. Those are the three things that we dealing with life. And but we sometimes fail to get into this spiritual value part. The spiritual value part means this. Remember and listen very carefully. When you practice meditation, you respect for meditation. And you have more kind of like a very humble and very faithful ideas about meditation. When you see the Buddha statue, we knee down, you bow the Buddha statue and you respect to the Buddha. But end of your life, this everything going to go away. You cannot count this anything. So especially when it comes to meditation, that kind of like this, what I'm trying to tell, don't be a meditator. Practice meditation and get into the liberation and get out of meditation. That is different. Becoming a Buddhist doesn't mean any sense, because you will die and the people say, oh, he's Buddhist, and just put the may he attain Nibbana. That's what you get the title finally, if you are Buddhist. And if you are in any other religion, and according to that, and they write down something, rest in peace, or wherever, whatever. But what the Buddha said in Buddhism, don't be a Buddhist or don't be a meditator. Get the result and let go of this and move away from it. Whatever the Buddhism or whatever the Buddhist or meditator, get out of that title. Get the result. Without getting result, mostly what we does, we hold it to, I am Buddhist, or I practice meditation. I have a meditation cushion, and I have incense. I have a Buddha statue. So like that, oh, I have this book, that book, and so you may create kind of comfortable zone yourself. And in that place, you feel very good. And how about the result? You're attaining to liberation is the final goal. You have to, rather than playing with the ball, you have to hit the goal. So that is what you have to do. When you have to do it, right away, as soon as possible. Whenever you get the opportunity, hit the goal. Don't keep playing with the ball. you're going to miss the point. So that's why so you develop the moral value in your life, and you have the economical value, you go with these things and you associate this, and even you have the psychological value regarding life, and you as a human being, you have the comfort and you enjoy the life, but out of this world without getting stuck and without hold it to any, move forward and get into the liberation path. And that is the point of vipassana. So as a human being, that is the final point that you can settle down, not anywhere else. So then remember, every day when you practice meditation, but don't attach to that. Don't It's like the vehicle. You get it and you drive it and you keep it wherever it should be. You don't bring it to your bedroom. You cannot bring it. Same like you practice meditation to get into this journey, and you've done it. It's like same like the boat. You use it to cross the river. That's it. So if you don't do that, otherwise you may be painting the boat and putting flowers to the boat and maybe playing with the boat and going around it and talking to others and appreciate it. This all need. That's nothing wrong with it. But if you don't cross the river, what's the point? So like that, we sometimes we say we are Buddhists, but if we don't get the essence of the Buddha's teaching, what's the point? Because the Buddhas come again and again. Eons after eons, Buddhas will come. And the Vipassana, and this teachings going Samatha and Vipassana, this teachings going to be in the again and again. But this is your time. How you know you're going to be like this again? Who can guarantee? No one. So that's why it is your responsibility, as soon as possible, develop the path and get into the result. And don't stuck, don't settle down anywhere else. Having anything is okay, doing anything is okay, but remember, keep going. Don't stop, keep going, keep going. And that way you will see yourself how the journey going to happen. Otherwise, we going to stuck with this outside world. We keep arguing, we going to enjoying ourselves and everything. It's just the thought. So that's why remember yourself, and it is your final responsibilities is liberation, nibbana. And you do everything, you have a life, you go school, you study, you work, and you have a family, you take care of them, and you have children, you take care of them, you have grandchildren, you take care of them, and you do all your social work and everything. But out of this all, remember, the most highest final destination is liberation. Somehow keep going to that place. Otherwise, with this outside world, we have many things to talk. Even to send monks, and they were at the temple every day. They were having an argument. There was a flag, and it's moving. Every day, 1 hour, 2 hour, these two monks come after lunch, and they having argument. What is the argument? Is that the flag moving or the wind moving? So the high priest noticed these two monks every day after lunch come to this place, now months, and they arguing about this something. So the high priest came one day and asked, I see that both of you having a kind of argument. No, Venerable Sir, that we were now still we're trying to get into understanding this, the flag moving or the wind moving. So then the high priest told, it is not the flag or the wind, it's your mind moving. So that doesn't mean it doesn't move, but it's not relevant to us. When it comes to life yourself, look, it doesn't matter how big the universe sometimes. It doesn't matter. When it comes to the moment of your just blink of your eye, if you don't have the peace, calmness, tranquility state yourself, what's the point that how big this universe? It doesn't matter the at night the stars shining or not, blinking or not. Of course it is there, it creates beauty, but how about when it comes to your own life, just for a second, if you cannot find the peace deeper in your heart, that is matter. So then look for that. And you practice this all the rituals and the discipline and everything, loyalty, that everything, that is good. But that doesn't bring that deeper understanding, remember. It is facilitate for you to the next level. It is good that you have this all everything, your house, these vehicles and all these material things. It is good, but remember, it's not going to bring that deeper wisdom. It is good for that moment. Appreciate it. And also, you have this eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, and you appreciate it. It is beautiful that you have this opportunity to experience this life. But how about deeper? If you through this eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, if you deeply get disturbed out of this all, if you are, when you close your eyes, even just end of the day, when you go to sleep, if you have deep unsatisfaction, what's the point? So what is the reason for that? It is not what you see with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. It is not because of this that outside world, and it is not about the whatever the moral values. It is deeper our understanding. So then, even though other things hold a certain amount of responsibility, the most has responsibility within yourself to recognize it. So to that recognize that yourself, then keep observe little by little without getting disturbed from your past or the future. And stay and settle down there and little by little increase that duration. There is no moment, only in the present moment you find the peace, harmony and tranquility state. So find the place to stay a little bit and increase the duration, and then you will see the desire to grasping, release. As a result, fear, release. Self-centered mind, release. And depending from thoughts, release. There is a moment come, you release from this all four at once. That is where your transformation, your liberation happens. So it is possible. Only thing is, have the faith yourself, and with this understanding, keep practice. So with that, I bless upon everyone with this good practice. May all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of liberation, Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinassatu mate bhavattantarayo sukhi dīghāyuko bhavat. Ettavatācami sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhuta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe satta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Idamme punya kammang asavakkaya vahammotu sabba dukkha pamuccatu. Bless you.
Hi, Venerable. Thanks for the metaphor of walking on the wire.